Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah, and this is Pearls of Wisdom and Food. I practice the keto lifestyle. I consider myself in maintenance. I weigh myself once a month. I never forget where I came from. And I think those of us that have been doing keto, been doing low carb, high fat, have been doing food plans like this where we're carb conscious for quite a few years, we are trailblazers. We are out there discovering what's next after we have been successful with keto, we've lost the weight, and even more successful, meaning is kept it off, and even tried to have some regular foods and not gain weight, not have our sugar, carb, or just food addict go, hmm, you mean I can have all of that? I've been watching lots and lots of videos as usual. And so, I garner things from what everybody says, as we say in AA, take what you want and leave the rest. So I do my food plan. I've definitely changed a lot of what I eat, and I'm carb conscious, but not carb limiting. And I find that it's been working. I know that a lot of people track every single bite that goes into their mouths. A lot of people weigh and measure what goes into their mouths. A lot of people still depend on that. I'm basically one of them. Through the season of Thanksgiving Eve to now, which is a week before the next food event, I find that I'm forgiving myself, I'm having treats, and I do log them in. And although I think Thanksgiving I did it. Of course, that's 3 weeks ago. You're asking somebody who's 70, do you remember 3 weeks ago with food? Yeah. So I know that I love my veg, I love my meat, I love my ghee, I like my butter. I even like my Yukon potato, my sweet potato, and all of the squash family. All of the squash family. They're all here with me. And so I enjoy what I have. I'm not telling you to do it my way, but I'm telling you what's working for me. There's almost this feeling of intuitively knowing the portions and what works, even though I weigh and measure. It's kind of like um, when you see that big slab of beef, like on Sunday, the big green egg Sunday OMAD that I usually upload and post as my OMAD from the big green egg, you'll see it's a pretty big piece of steak, and I start off with all of it and then stop when I feel satiated. It's kind of new. It's kind of like, oh, that really kind of works. If I have more than I had planned in my chronometer, which I kind of put in before I eat, then I adjust it. If there's less, I adjust it in the chronometer after. And it's little things like that that make me feel intuitive eating is kind of working. I'm not doing it every day. I still know what I'm having. I still log the amounts that I'm having, like when I have my ridiculously big salad or my big A salad. Everything is measured. The cukes, the celery, the asparagus, the coleslaw that I use instead of lettuce, all of the veggies that I put in peppers, my sweet little mini peppers, I love them. All of those things are measured into what I'm having. And so I still am a clean plate club eater for the most part, except when I have a larger portion of meat that I'm going to work on until I feel kind of full. And it's something that I've been doing without really realizing. It's like, oh, am I getting to an intuitive eating sort of place? I still need my tether to my chronometer and my scales. I weigh my whole body once a month, like the first week in November that I feel the skinniest. You know how that goes. And so that's how that goes. And it's an odd feeling. I do have treats, both keto and non-keto, and I log them as well. And it works. And it works in more ways than just my body metabolizing it and my you know weight gain or chronometer totals. It works up here. And I remember that when I first began this whole thing of the low carb, high fat, ending up keto, is that I was afraid I'd never be able to enjoy pizza again. It was that one statement, the fact that I could never have pizza again. And so, as many of you have done, I have found that there was this cute little gluten-free pizza that Tracy from, what did she do? Keto Girl? Keto Girl, I think. She kind of turned me onto it, and I would build my little pizza from that. That was gluten-free. And then I would make my pizza or my keto pizza, which was basically a cheese crust with the toppings on top. Now I'm at the cauliflower crust place of making that pizza, and it definitely works. I'm very happy with it. Who knows? It could tweak. So that fear of never having pizza ever again, that one statement before I entered into the low carb, high fat world, has been satisfied and has been satiating. And so it's worked for me. I have been a food coach to many people who have done their version of their food plan, and they've evolved. They're ever changing, and some of them, I hear from them updates about what's working and what's not. Then I began to watch Jen Stevens, who does not follow keto. The word doesn't really even come from her mouth, and she is a carb heavy person who practices clean, intermittent fasting and OMAD, and that was the game changer for me. I have been able to have just black coffee. That took a while. To have non-flavored mineral waters, no soda waters really, just mineral waters, non-flavored, and non-flavored coffee, just regular strong black coffee, game changer all day. And then having the OMAD. And having the OMAD is like one meal for me. I sit with the meal. I don't have a window. Jen talks about opening up her window and having her foods over 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hour time. I have the meal. When it's done, I go into the bathroom and I use my dental floss, my water pick, my toothbrush, and it's game over. You've heard me talk about that before. Once I do that brushing, flossing, end of the day hygiene, dental hygiene routine, my body knows it's done. My body also knows now, because I've been doing the OMAD for years, is that it's done. There's no going back into the kitchen. And it was funny because now it's, not Thanksgiving, but I found on Thanksgiving, the people that are always going back and making the more of the dinner, either a second mini meal with all the fixins or an open-faced hot turkey type of sandwich, or, a regular cold turkey sandwich. Anyway, they have an OMAD of when the first football show is on until the last one is over. That's their window, right? And so, but I'm not that way. I still, holiday or not, treat or not, keto treat or not, treat with even sugar in it. It's still all in that little, usually an hour or less time of eating. And then when I'm done, like I say, I have the oral hygiene procedures, protocols in my little life. I know it's over, and anything else that I put in my mouth is going to be my Gerolsteiner water. That's it. And so um, I get plenty of liquids, which is the Gerolsteiner water or my triple filtered water with my either Celtic salt or pink Himalayan salt um, throughout the day. And that just kind of works for me. But the game changer at this stage of my life with intuitive eating, allowing higher carbs, more veg, is definitely the OMAD over here, structured in the sense of like I'm sitting there eating, and that's it. No snacks, no going back after, no nighttime eating. The deal for the deal for me with the clean intermittent fasting is it took years to get here. So if you're watching this and you're going, what is clean intermittent fasting, please? What is this, Amanda Rose, PhD, this Jen Stevens with their ridiculously big salads, all of that. It is, and even Diane Parham with her intermittent fasting for women over 50. All of these things took a while to get to. And so when I talk today, it's from years of starting, tweaking, evolving, but remaining ever constant. I did not have regular SUGAR for 5 or 6 years. I didn't go near a GRAIN for the same amount of time. I was very strict, structured, disciplined, OMAD, keto. And I had 20 under total carbs. I wasn't a net carb person. But anyway, it took a while. And so, after your food plan and your body have been like decimated from the years of doing dumb diets, smart diets, better diets, cleaner diets, it takes a while to get to this place of maintenance, comfortability, intuitive eating. It takes a while. So if you're listening to me and you're going, oh, she's way too far in, I'm just beginning or back to it because I did keto, gave it up, went off the tracks, and now I'm here with 30 pounds again, 5 of them more than what I lost the last time. Trust and believe. I've got thousands of videos, even from my Weight Watcher days. I've got thousands of what I eat videos. I've got thousands of grocery haul videos. So finding out what works. It was interesting. After Thanksgiving, which, as some of you saw, I had the Thanksgiving meal the night before. But then for Thanksgiving proper, I had prime rib and veggies. And at the day after, I felt carnivore. I felt like I want to have like as few or little carbs as absolute possible. So that's what I did. I had no veg. I had meat, eggs, and a slice of cheese. And it felt great. I listened to my body. That's what my body was craving. The Sarah conscious keto, what works, everything else, I was going to have leftover prime rib and a SAS, small A salad, right? And I just didn't have it for the veggies. I said, nope, I want to just meat, egg, cheese kind of day. And it worked. And then on Saturday, I resumed with my cauliflower pizza. Sunday was the big green egg. And then my Monday and Tuesday reset, which I just love, which is just the great big A salad. And so it's just intuitively feeling what might work. It didn't happen day one, let me tell you. I have been strict and structured and disciplined, and I still am with the boundaries kind of out a little bit, and it works. And I'm having what I want to have, what I enjoy having. It comes in that little 1 hour OMAD window. The intermittent fasting makes a huge difference when it's clean versus just the intermittent fasting. But it took a lot of time to get there. So don't be discouraged and know that there's an evolving and a tweaking in your own personal food journey that matters. The head part, the addictive part, the gut part, the everything part, right? How your body handles the little eensy changes to get to either intuitive eating, maintenance eating, actually, having a treat every now and then that's what you want, and not making the addict go crazy binge. And I think that took 70 years to get to the place where it's like, this is not the last thing you're going to have. If you maintain this and you keep doing what you're doing and you don't have that urge to binge, then wow, that is game changing. It's mind bending, actually, to have something that before was verboten or would trigger a binge and actually handle it. I have to tell myself this portion will work because it's not like you're never going to have it again. How many of us have the food funerals, right? And isn't this the time of year to have a food funeral and say, that's it? I did this celebration. I had all of those goodies and I'm never going to eat them again. Who are you lying to? You're not lying to me. You're lying to yourself, right? So getting to this place, though, took a lot of time, a lot of trust that I could handle it, and then working through. So that's how it went for me. That's how it's going for me. To get to a place where I can intuitively eat doesn't mean I'm not tracking and weighing. It just means that I could change. I could change up, subject to change for that meal, that OMAD of the day, without giving notice, panicking, having that fear that all that I've worked for is over. It's not. Like that day after Thanksgiving, I'm not changing my life by not having a salad. I just didn't feel like having veggies that day. So I had a carnivore day. Did the world fall apart? No. That's the point, is that we can get to certain places where there's a healthier relationship with food. Isn't that what we don't even know what that is for so many years. Maybe you don't even know a healthy relationship with food now, and you're 63. Don't worry. Don't feel you have to rock the boat. Don't get all panicky. Stick with what you're doing. When this is ready to look at intuitive eating or a healthier relationship with food, you will get messages. Remember when you never felt full? I never felt full for like 60 years. I never knew what full meant. I know what stuff like a whale feels like, but I didn't know that full button of eating that meal in front of me, that OMAD. And now I have glimpses of it. Now I don't even think about it. Now I know there's certain meals I eat that the minute I leave the table to go start my oral hygiene routine at the end of the meal, I still feel hungry with a certain type of food. And with other types of foods, it's like, yep, Goldilocks perfect. But it takes mindfulness to develop that healthy relationship with food, all foods, right? So don't be afraid. Trust and believe this is my journey. You can hear me. You can let it be absorbed. You can share what works for you, or you can stay strict, structured, disciplined, and in your little keto wheelhouse. That worked for me for years. So trust and believe. I will see you the next time here on Pearls of Wisdom and Food. Look at, we're at 20 minutes. God, you must have had all your coffee and just probably need to get going. Thank you so much for watching. I'm not doing this without you, just sharing what I do. Thank you. Bye-bye for now.